Mic is up, and it's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Virtual Happy Hour. Glad you're along. It is, yes, I do know it's Friday. I'm convinced it's Friday. I know it's Friday. It just feels like Friday. I'm not sure why, but with that, let's roll. Virtual Happy Hour. We're on. Here we go. Roll the open. And the open sign is up. Glad you're along. Happy, as I mentioned, happy Friday to you as Caroline's escaping. Where are you escaping to, kiddo?
Work.
Oh, you're going to work. Oh, I need Uber Eats. Should I call you?
Yeah.
Hold on. Say bye. Hold on. Wave to everybody. Wave. Wave. There we go. Wave. There we go. Just a quick appearance by Caroline there. She is going to do Uber Eats. How about that? Stuck up on me. I thought she was taking a nap. I didn't know that she was going to Uber Eats. The open sign is up. She'll be back in time, hopefully, for our dinner because we're doing burgers tonight at the grill. They're actually thawing right now. Glad you're along. Friday. Connie, Mom, GM is working hard behind me. You can't really see her, but day 88, the screen, she's over my shoulder. She's actually in there writing feverishly for her final paper of the year for SMU because she's a smarty pants. All right, let's pull the graphics up and we will roll right into the show. It is, if you're stopping here for the first time or maybe watching this on replay, you're not sure what the heck Vaughn's doing. What is he doing? Why is he talking like he always does? And just talking. Because that's what we're doing here. We're just talking. We've got an adult beverage in hand. We're chatting a bit. We're just going to kick back, relax, and do what folks do, at least this neck of the woods. What folks do is we get folksy here this time of year. It's 93 degrees, by the way. I'm going to put that temperature up for you guys. 93 degrees. It's actually a little cooler than it was by 1 degree than it was Wednesday. But all good. Again, yes, what we do here is we chat, we discuss topics of the day. I don't have a lot of topics today except for a sort of serious topic, I guess. Not I guess, I know. Today is Juneteenth. It's the 19th of June. Apparently, and I'll throw this out there because apparently a lot of folks don't really, at least the media is telling me that it's a brand new thing, but it's not a brand new thing. If you grew up in the South, specifically Texas, Juneteenth has been a huge celebration for as long as I can remember. I mean, it's a huge deal down here. I mean, it's been huge for a long time. I remember of the summer holidays, you've got your, of course, 4th of July right in the middle. You got your Memorial Day to start it off, Labor Day to end it, and right there in that first quarter, the quarter pole of summer, has always been Juneteenth. And for you folks that don't know what Juneteenth is, and what's amazing to talk about it in these terms, because today I'm talking to you guys via instant communication. You guys are, we got right now, just right now, Indiana, Texas, just right now. We may have other countries later, different parts of the world checking in. But back in the day, back when emancipation was the actual story, that word didn't travel by wildfire. You'd think it would have, because hey, we're free, right? You'd think that would have been a big deal, right? And it was a huge deal. But the media back at the time, because remember, there was the newspapers took a while. They didn't. Most of your news stories from the battlefields or far-flung places came via the teletype. And oftentimes news like this didn't reach some parts far outpost for some time. That outpost being Galveston, Texas, which was a port city, still is, Galveston seawall there. Galveston's been a part of history in this part of the world going back to the French. The French actually sailed up Galveston Bay and up the Trinity River. The French actually secured Texas as a territory prior to the Spaniards. The Spaniards were actually second. The French were here first. And the French set up a couple of settlements there along the Gulf Coast. They didn't stick, but they were here. They were in Galveston early on. Anyway, long and the short of it is back 1860s in 1665, the word of emancipation not spread throughout the South and had not reached Galveston, Texas. So Juneteenth, the 19th, is basically what that is. It's to, what's up, Jay Grider? Good to see you, mate. See, we were actually talking about Nashville last night. We got to get over to Nashville. Yep, there we go. Good to see you, bud. Pull this down real quick. But what most of America is learning now, that Juneteenth is, it celebrates the emancipation and the abolishment of slavery. But the actual event happened, not the actual event, but the date was the day the slaves found out in Galveston they were free. And they didn't know. I mean, can you imagine being indentured and all of a sudden you find out, oh, by the way, this telegram just got here. But of course, it took about 2 months to get there, whatever, 6 weeks to get there. Oh, you're free. And that's the celebration for. So all my life growing up in Texas, I always thought Juneteenth was a Texas celebration. I didn't realize that some states recognize it nationally, but I was always under the impression that it was a Texas holiday. We were taught it in school. I mean, it was one of those things we knew about Juneteenth. We were kids. We were taught. We have Texas history, which is required in the by the state. History at two different. You got to take two sections of it in junior high and high school. So it's not. It's one of those things we talked about, and we know all this stuff. You went to school in Texas, you knew, and apparently, I guess the rest of the world's catching up, because I'm not trying to make light of the situation by no means, but we've celebrated Juneteenth. Our African American brothers and sisters have been celebrating it, and many of my friends have celebrated it for years. I mean, going back as long as I can remember. I remember playing Little League Baseball. That was a big deal. I remember playing, going to Ranger games. That was a big deal. I mean, it's always been a part of our heritage down here in Texas, and I don't know where it fits in the scheme of things, but it was great to see folks marching and commemorating it in New York, in the Twin Cities. Hey, it's again, I was like, and I'm glad they're going to make it a national holiday. It's been a huge holiday here in Texas. I mean, it's been huge. Some of those fun weekends at the park have been huge Juneteenth celebrations. That's been that way for a long time. So anyway, I'm excited about that. I'm glad that now the rest of the country knows what we've known a long time. And that's why I was kind of confused this morning. I was like, and that was the weird part. And when Trump was going to this thing in Tulsa today, he's moved it to tomorrow. But I was like, surely, because they were like all shocked that there was a holiday. And I'm thinking, well, I knew that already. I just figured, I was like, are you guys just finding this out that Juneteenth's a deal? I mean, that's always been in our radar here in Texas. I don't know why. There's several holidays in Texas. I just assumed were Texas holidays, Juneteenth being one. I grew up in a world where Cinco de Mayo I thought was just a Texas holiday. I didn't know it. We have Texas independence. I mean, there's just, I didn't know. So I'm glad the rest of the world is catching up. And anyway, great day today. So it is Juneteenth. So that's my first thing off the top. Glad you guys are along. Other items of note today, it's Friday. And I'm wishing everybody a happy Friday. And I guess it's time to jump on the guest line, because I've kept her waiting long enough, I do believe. And let me bring the logo up here. I need like a photo logo for Mom. I need to get that, but I'm going to get her on the show. She's probably wondering what in the world's going on. But open her mic up and bring Mom on in 3, 2, and 1. And Mom, good afternoon on a Friday. How many bottles have been consumed today? Okay.
I just started.
Good. All good.
Yeah, well, I've been a busy girl. I wasn't gonna. I was trying to leave this open for other people.
No one wants to join us.
A lot of things on my mind.
No one wants to join us. So it's all good.
Well, hey, and I appreciate you mentioning that. Sam and I just had that conversation about Juneteenth today.
Yeah.
When he was here helping me, that's been a Texas holiday,
right.
And all of a sudden, everybody's gotten on the Texas Bronco and riding it. And I'm glad. I'm not saying I'm glad, but Texas needs to get the friggin' credit, because we've honored.
Susie, Georgette, and Lou out there. I was just shocked that it was. I didn't know that it wasn't a national holiday. I assumed it
Well,
was, but
it's not a national holiday, but I'm sure it will become one. But they're celebrating across the country now, and that's quite all right.
but I remember as a kid. I remember even as a young man.
Yes.
It was very big. The weekend of Juneteenth, the weekend, whatever. Let's say it fell on Thursday or Friday or sorry, Tuesday or Wednesday. That weekend prior, the next weekend was always a big weekend of outdoor grilling and activities, and really among the African American community was huge.
Yeah,
I remember playing. I remember playing in parks, and where it's part of the Little League celebration was a huge deal back. I mean, huge.
Yeah, and I can also remember before you were born. The last year I taught was the first year that all schools were desegregated, and that was a powerful experience, which is it'll be for another time. But I hi Connie, and and the second thing is that I've got several things on my mind. The second thing is uh, this happy hour 3 days a week gives me, and I know Connie, my friend Connie, and I mean it's a real thing to look forward to for me. So thank you for that. I'm gonna cheer up.
Good.
Anyway, thank you. And then the third thing is I'm gonna give a shout. That's a shout out to you. I'm shouting out now to your brother, Sam. He's I have to hire most everything done, but today he helped me and saved me tons of money. He went to Lowe's and got me a new deck box and to go on my deck, and for getting or dead in the waters or dead on the wall or whatever you are when you're a dead fire alarm. So I mean, and that's my safety, since I live by myself. So he went to Lowe's and picked them up, and we put the box together in the 90-degree heat here in Elkhart. Can you believe it? And then he just installed and took down all the smoke alarms. So shout out to your brother, because if it wasn't for him, I'd be spending more of the farm money that we don't have, because our farm has been zeroed out again this year because of no rain. That was a new development overnight. So we have crop insurance, so that's good. So thank you. So that's why I got on. I don't think Sam is on because he's getting ready to go pick up my carryout, and they're getting their groceries that they order. So anyway, he he shared with me experiences about football and how up in the air it is, and it's a trying time for high school and elementary schools and sports. It is really trying. So be mindful of what's going on in the educational world, and that's another thing that I wanted to say. So I believe I'm off my soapbox and into my wine glass. But anyway, thank you.
Don't drown that. Don't drown that wine glass. We hope you have a life preserver of some sort.
Well. The problem is I have
wine floaties
in the basement, but I have to pick up my cheap wine. That's pretty usually pricey in the basement, but I have to pick up my cheap wine for I'm behind for 2 months, and I don't. Sam is. I mean, I will tell you, in Elkhart County, the hospitals are full again. We're with so Sam and I'm sure your sister, they're banning me to stay close to home, and because I'm the population that's more susceptible. But so it's and if I didn't have your brother, I don't know what I would do. So there you go.
We probably have shipped you down here if you wasn't there.
Well, hey, you need to ship your ass up. Did I say that word? I'm sorry.
No,
I
think we're fine.
I think y'all need to come up here and see me, and we can clean the basement or something. And guess what? All the stuff you had in Gary, the last load is going to Goodwill tomorrow.
No, how about that?
How about that? My garage is beginning to look like maybe a place to behold. I could park another car in there, maybe. So there you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Right. Well, good.
Okay, so I will get
All
off,
right, let you go, Mom. Be
and
good.
I'm
Mom
gonna.
Cam there.
Well, I'm
What?
gonna tell everybody. Somebody, I'm mad at Kevin. He's used to get
Why?
because he hadn't been on.
Mom, no one wants to be on. This is not that. Only people that want to be on are you and my wife, and that's kind of what my broadcast have become in my career. It's my mom and my wife that listen to my
Oh,
broadcast. That's fine. I love y'all. I'm
oh,
glad y'all do.
well, that's not the truth. But I want to see Kevin's face. I miss him.
I think he was heading up to. He's been going those town ball trips, those small towns in Minnesota that actually are open to watch baseball. I'm sure that's where he's headed,
Yeah,
and he actually
yeah.
probably got
Well,
off work and drove straight there. But
someday I hope to get to meet him because
he's a
in
good boy.
person. Yeah. All right. I'm hanging up. Bye.
All
I'm
right, love you, Mom. There we go. See you. That's Mom Cam. As Connie says, a wine is our life preserver. There it is. Yeah, Mom mentioned there too. If you're doing nothing, you're thinking, well, good gracious, I'm doing nothing. Now, of course, the chat thing's open, so you guys can chat. I can see it right here. How are you doing? What are you doing today? Those are questions I want to know from you. What are you doing today? How are you doing today? What is your happy hour beverage right now? What you got going on this weekend? Just how are you doing? Trying to keep positive because suddenly the news. I just got a notice a moment ago. Dallas County more cases. I'm to the point now. Again, I've waffled. I've gone from the sky is falling to you know what, man, and now I'm kind of to the man. I'm not saying it's not serious. It's pretty damn serious. But for example, I use Lubbock as a case study. Lubbock had this major outbreak supposedly. But what they didn't tell you in the fine print was that they'd had more tests. Out of 800 tests, they had 0.49 that came back positive. So the goal is to be at 0.50. Lubbock was under that. I use Lubbock as frame of reference because that's where we spend a lot of time and because our daughter's out there as well. So we're going to see Tim out there. Oops, lost you guys on my phone here. Give me just a moment. But we're going to go about business as usual. We're going to. I shouldn't say it that way. We went out to dinner last night, which was a total fiasco. My wife will join us in a moment. We went, and all I can figure is if a place says they're open and you show up and they're not, that usually is a sign they had an outbreak or they had a person test positive. So we went to another place, and people are trying to get out. We were up in Addison. I went to another place, and the we were 17 deep in line. 17 parties ahead of us. They had a tent outside for folks to social distance. Um, but the weird thing was this place has got a patio. It wasn't open. But right across the way, the patio at this other place was jam-packed. I mean, it was slammed, and people were trying to get out. And I figured that if you're at 75% or whatever, you're trying to use all your seats, the patio is a big alternative. And plus, a revenue source. Plus, it's where a lot of folks feel safe, comfortable. At least I know I do there. Let's see here, folks. Mom says, yes, wine life preserver. Yes, it is. Very much so. But it took us, went to Buffalo Wild Wings, a chain, which I do like. It's probably my favorite chain. Went from there to Pluckers. We were craving wings last night. It was a long wait. So drove back into the city, into Uptown to go to the Buffalo Wild Wings there. Got us at the patio. Everybody was in masks, but it was, you go in the place, in your mask, sit your table, take your mask off. They had hand sanitizing stations, all that. Outside of that, it seemed like a pretty normal, no live sports on. It's like a pretty normal time. And I think that's what we're going to do in our house. We got plans for July to do some stuff. So I think that we're going to continue to fight on. Now, granted, we're not spending all of our days just sitting around and loitering around the local grocery store, or I'm not parked at the local Starbucks because you can't park yourself there. But we're getting there. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to get the locks shorn and get the summer, get rid of the this COVID hair and go with the haircut. I've not had one. I had one on the air with my wife in April, and then I've not had one with a haircut person since late February. It's been a while. So the cat just came out, so let's give you guys a shot of her. She's been snoozing upstairs in my office. She's on the prowl though. There we go. There we go, folks. She's gonna check out the grass. She goes over and digs in the grass. All right, to there. We'll put that back there. So yeah, we did get out and again, it sort of kind of got out and about, and I think we're going to keep doing that. Again, we're not going to be crazy about it. We're not going to spend every waking moment out of the house, but I think just for our own sanity, we've got to sort of go forward. We've got a pretty good routine here. We're working out almost every day, doing something, and GM will be joining us. And we'll actually the dog. Come here, Max. Max actually went to the barber today too. Come here, bud. Come here. Let me show you guys his. There we go. Max got a haircut today. He actually didn't look like a polar bear anymore. He looks much more like a schnauzer. But he's actually going to be much cooler, much happier because he was panting. It's hot. He had his long winter fur coat going, and it was not. I couldn't see him enjoying being outside. And now he's got a schnauzer cut, so he's all good.
Thank you.
Looks good. You look good, bud. How you doing, man? What's going on? Yep. And tomorrow I'll get a haircut. We'll get a picture together, and all good. Let's see here. Let me play catch up here. Sam's getting carrot from wings, etc. That'd be good. Yeah, weight loss. Yeah, it's that again. We got a routine going, and that's good. So we're doing that. Got to 35 minutes on the streets. Leave my hair alone. Okay. Well, my wife kind of sort of voted that out, but all good. Yeah, I'm up to 30 plus minutes. The goal, I started 17 minutes back 2 months ago, whatever. Slowly but surely got to consistently 20 minutes. And then my goal was 23, and then, trying to get 25. And then the other day I was at 20. I think the longest I've gone was 28. And I came back 2 days ago. I hadn't checked actually the key was I put my earphones in, so it's playing jams and walking, and I realized that I had a couple extra spots on my route, just a couple extra streets, and when I came back in, looked down, it was 33 minutes, and I was still about 2 or 3 minutes from the house. So I've been back-to-back days of 35 minutes, which pretty big deal. There's good to see Will out there as well, and my wife will join us in just a moment. Before she does, where's your
beverage? I ain't gotten one yet.
Why you just sitting there looking at me like that?
Do you want me to get you a beer?
Well, that'd be nice, but
I should pop a bottle of champagne, but I'm just 2 shakes from it.
it's okay. All good. Okay, all right, back to so what are you guys up to? Tell me what you're doing. Tell me what's going on. What are you guys doing? What are you doing right now this very moment? Let me know. I know we got some of you guys. Let's see here. Yeah, reopen and wear a mask. By the way, Lou, I saw that you're a busy man. Well, I mean, I guess your business is. I would assume your business is picking up because I saw several videos. You guys are working hard over there, and I would think that your business is picking up. Folks have been wanting to get been inside and want to clean up the place, right? So all good. Yeah, reopen, wear a mask, will be fine. I agree. I've come around on that as well. Wasn't like that before, but I have now. My wife's going to join me here in just a second. I guess she's here to hover around to join me. I'm not sure what she's doing exactly. Hope she's brought something to the show besides just our beautiful self.
No, I don't look beautiful today. I haven't done my face.
Oh, well.
Because I've been buried in that stupid paper all day.
Nothing like being buried in the stupid paper all day.
No, but I'm super excited. I kind of wanted to come on after I was finished, but I think your show's going to finish before I am. I'm on page 27, and I'm basically on sort of the looking forward part, the very end. I'm this close to being finished, and I'll be certainly glad when I am. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to put this in my rearview mirror. I'm super passionate about the topic, but I'm not super motivated to write about it right now. I don't know why, but anyway, it's almost done. So that's good. Then I will literally have nothing else to do but to watch Netflix and work out.
I really got things to watch on Netflix. There's some real. For every good show on Netflix, there's some good ones. There's about 20 that are just brutal.
Wear a face mask today. I look terrible.
Well, you guys just cannot even make an effort, or what?
Well, because I've been writing all day. What do I
Okay.
need to
No,
like?
I'm just
put on
saying, but
full-
you keep doing that. Just don't act like it doesn't bug you.
Okay.
When you act like it bugs you, people are gonna go, "Gosh, what's
She
wrong?
really does look bad, doesn't she?
What's going on there? What are you doing there?"
I'm
Yeah.
gonna get steal a pretzel.
Okay. So, yeah, last night were you sort of surprised at the fact that we swung and missed at the first stop, so we go to the second stop, which was the Pluckers in Addison,
ridiculous.
and
We have no luck at Pluckers.
but
Not
was it
just that we have
crazy?
limited luck at Pluckers. We have no luck at the Pluckers on Greenville. They suck, just for record. You never have luck there. It's horrible. But we had we usually get lucky at Addison, but they were because they're on limited seating capacity, which I appreciate that they're doing. So I didn't want to grouse about that. So I was happy. Anyway,
Yeah, take your vibes and say your prayers. We will overcome. I agree with that. But yeah, we
I make him take his vitamins,
yeah, I do.
and we try not to fall asleep when we're saying our prayers.
That's been a little harder lately.
I
But
know it's terrible.
yeah, I was just amazed. Just about every place patio's open. We were right across the street that Pluckers in Addison. If you've been up in Addison area, there is a yard house, which is a pretty good little place too, basically attached to a movie theater, which I don't think was open yet. I think it opens today. But that patio was jam packed.
Yeah,
and
and
the-
Pluckers
and-
wouldn't even open.
Yeah, Pluckers patio wasn't open, which was, but still, again, I mean, it's there were a lot of people out last night. Or out.
Yeah, we had to go find a place that had a patio. In fact, since Caroline's not eating with us, we should probably put the burgers away.
Well, we're out in the sun, so it's kind of a little late now.
Well, I can put them back in the refrigerator. They can be thawed. We can do them tomorrow. But since she's out and about working, maybe we'll go to another patio that she wouldn't want to go with us.
Just don't forget to put those up.
Okay.
Now? Well, we're doing a show right now together as a couple.
Okay.
And so part of the show prep is to actually sort of have an idea, not just decide to change the flight, do something else. If you're going to be on this show regularly, you got to be part of the game.
Okay, I'm part of the game. What are we
You
going
gotta
to do?
well, you just got to sort of be involved. You don't want
Get
to
involved.
just do your own thing. You just got to freelance and do your own thing.
Okay.
So
What do you want me to do? What do you want to ask me some questions? What do you got prepared for me?
prepare for you.
Mhm.
So what's this paper on?
Paper is on teaching.
Out. Oh, UT out. I'm sorry. What?
It's on.
Oops, sorry, it's a couple cam. My bad.
It's about. It's sort of focusing on a project I did. It's about teaching feminism and gender equality in an all-boys school.
Huh. Actually, Paul out there as well.
Hi, Paul. Ooh, we got a
No, not easy.
happy birthday to Mayora.
Let me explain something to you, babe. There's more than one Paul.
Oh.
Yeah. But you got to look and see, kind of watch what people are
I
saying.
can't see them.
Okay.
Paul who? Not Morgan?
No, babe. Just right here.
Oh, I can't see that.
I'm just saying. You just Paul. He's in Australia though, so good to see him. Good to see him over in Australia. So
There you
anyway, what was I saying? What you said? Oh, the paper. So that sounds like
done.
some real riveting stuff.
Well, it is riveting. I'm letting the boys speak at the end, pulling some passages from their papers on this subject because I think their words are sometimes more eloquent than mine to see sort of how men can evolve to embrace the idea of feminism. So every man should be a feminist.
I got you. So what was the word from Lubbock with the situation for Wednesday? Wednesday, Wednesday there were all these crazy cases of COVID, and I mentioned a while ago that they tested 800 people and they had a 0.49 success rate, which I guess is not really success, a positive rate, I guess is the better way.
Well,
So what happened since then?
She and Maddie
Still below 0.50.
She and Maddie got tested today. Part of that was Joy woke up and had a little bit of a fever, she thought, and she had a headache and she felt kind of fuzzy. I don't know what that means to say you feel kind of fuzzy, but she didn't have a sore throat or a cough or anything like that. But she felt funny, and so because she had been exposed, I was like, she was like, I think I should get tested. I'm like, listen, if it makes you feel better, go get tested. The worst that could happen is it could come back negative, and then you'll feel crappier later, and you'll go get tested again. She was like, holy cow, they stick that thing up to your brain. It really, really hurt. She blew her nose. It was bleeding.
Oh, that's not appetizing.
I know, because they stick it so far up there. itched her brain. And I think Maddie has to both of them have to not work until their test results come back. But she called her HR person in Orlando's and they said, no, you can come back and work if you haven't tested positive while you're waiting for results. So she was going to go in today and she wasn't sure if she had to work or not.
So are you and I in the different, I think we're on different pages here, aren't we?
About what?
On this whole deal that I'm kind of
You're
thinking,
starting to go in, and I'm still like, well, we
yeah.
got to be careful.
My theory, and this is, I'm just going to sound like don't have a heart because that's not the case.
You have nice heart.
But I'm kind of the point now where we're to the point now we've already gone down. We shut down for as long as we could. That ain't happening again. So we're in the deep. We're the deep in the pool now. So we just got to keep swimming. So if that means swimming into the COVID waters, we do, and hopefully we dodge the COVID sharks. I guess. I mean that's all I can say because I don't think we're going backwards. But
I think that's
it's
real
hard.
possibility.
But it's hard as hell to plant. I mean, for example, we're looking at the Australian Baseball League in the winter. I mean, I don't know when I'm able to get a plane to go over there because Qantas is not going to allow international flights till the 1st of October at the moment. I mean, there's a lot of that up there. And the entire commerce of the world, the entire function of the world has come to a stop because of this nonsense. I mean, it's become to a total standstill where, even though Europe's opening up, it's not eradicated the virus yet. I mean, it's still. Again, I said we're not going to go backwards. It look like we're going to go forwards. But
it's hard to do that when we don't have a vaccine or we don't have medicines for sure that are. We don't really have a treatment either. I mean, we have some treatment, but we don't have here's the standard protocol. I mean, they have best guesses as they, and it's better now. I think Orlando's was closed on Indiana for a day. The Orlando's on Q has not been closed, despite having workers that have contracted COVID. Sam's story about what? What does she want us to hear about, Sam?
Probably about COVID or something. I don't know.
Well, the whole Dr. Fauci saying no second lockdown. I mean, I think he keeps saying, I think. I read that article. It was like, well, I think. I mean, but at the same time, I think we have to be prepared at the same time that should things go nuts in the fall or in the winter, that we may have 1 or 2 weeks where we do. I hope not. God help us. I hope not. I hope we're back at school. I hope things are back to normal.
I think we've gone, obviously things will be different, but I think we've gone down. I mean, masks can be a part of it. Like we keep saying the same crap over and over. And people are probably bored to tears and we keep saying the same thing every day. But I mean, just, mask a part of it. The distancing's a part of it. It's just what we're going to be going through. I mean, it's just the way it is. So live life. And, I'm not trying to be cavalier about it, but I just think that, at some point, you just can't, we can't physically sit here and do absolutely zero for another 3 months. Human beings weren't meant to be
social creatures.
Yeah, we're not meant to be. I mean, that's why most folks are fearful of jail.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's not a place you want to be. You don't want to be locked in a cell for your whole life. I mean, no one wants to be that way. And that's why and I think, and it was a whole other animal here, but it's why some people come out mentally messed up.
They said that calls for sort of Zoom counseling sessions have just skyrocketed because people are having a hard time. I think, they're having a hard time just not only that, just with all the racial unrest. There's just a lot of just feelings. It's just weird time.
Yes, 2 items. One more serious, one kind of fun. The first one is I opened with this today, and Mom and I talked about this. Apparently, and I'm not trying to poke fun at everybody else in America, but apparently most of Americans had no clue what Juneteenth was. I mean,
We learned about that in school.
I know it's part of our life. It's part of what we grew up with.
Well, that's not just here in Texas.
I
We celebrated it.
I understand we do. It's always. I just thought everybody else did. Apparently, it's a new thing to everybody else because they're doing. I don't want to say protests. They're doing celebration. I mean, they're called. CNN was calling it a protest. It's not really. It was more of a, hey, we're not celebrating. We're acknowledging.
Well, they want to make it a national hero, which it should be.
Holiday.
Holiday.
Yeah, yes, I totally agree with that. But it's always been. I mean, it has been a holiday in Texas, and like I just told Mom and I were talking about this. I remember
not a national holiday. It's
but I remember even let's say it fell on a Tuesday. The weekend prior, the weekend after was huge. Was huge. It's huge in Texas. I mean, every small town, every big city, there's celebrations. I mean, many of my
Cinco de Mayo down here.
That's what I compared it to.
Yeah,
but yet,
it's a big deal.
Yeah, but Cinco de Mayo has become more of a everybody
Tuesday.
It's become more like St. Patty's Day. I mean, I hate to say
it's kind of a party.
It's become more of a party, which
Juneteenth should be a party. I mean, that's a pretty. It
is turned into a big party. And I've been to Ranger games where they've done Juneteenth celebrations at Ranger games. I know that we've had in my former employer. I remember working at CBS Radio where we had folks that worked with us that took that day off. It was a holiday for their family. It was not. I mean, it was there. You could take it. It was one of the ones you could take.
Did Caroline say last night? Because we were talking about Juneteenth last night. Did she say that she didn't know what it was?
Oh, we didn't really talk about it, so I don't.
We kind of started talking about it, but didn't finish.
We may, but it's taught in schools. Again, Texas history. It's taught. Now, granted, yes, the story has its roots in Texas, but I just assumed it was a Texas thing, and everybody else knew about it. But apparently, the way the networks make it sound like all of a sudden, oh, by the way, and this is what got me. I didn't say anything about this, and this is not a political endorsement, but Trump was going to make that speech in Tulsa today, and everybody was like, well, it's suddenly,
particularly in Tulsa,
it was Juneteenth. Yeah, particularly in Tulsa, it was Juneteenth. Everybody was like shocked that they discovered, and they made it sound as if it was a new discovery for Americans. And I'm thinking, well, he's not in Texas, so that's probably why he did it. I just figured that the rest of the country didn't do it.
Nationwide.
But they're acting like they've never heard of it before, right? As I'm telling you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, they're acting like it's like.
But you know what? That's not that unusual because there's so many parts of Black history that nobody's been taught. I mean, when we learned just last week about the Tulsa massacre, I'd never heard of that.
I had
never heard of that.
There was we watched that thing on 60 Minutes. And there was a black he's a lawyer there in Tulsa, Oklahoma grad. He actually talked about
being in class.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
I was just saying he was talking about being in class. Go ahead.
Go ahead. You got it.
No,
you got it. Go ahead. You're professional here.
I don't know what you want to say, so just say it.
No, go ahead. You got it. What were you going to say? What he said is he went to Oklahoma and he was in a history class, and it was I believe it was a African American history class of Oklahoma, and this professor goes in and starts talking about this. What I'm referring to is the Tulsa massacre. What year was that? 19.
It's in the 20s, wasn't it?
22, I believe. Where it's called the Greenwood area. Is that right? Greenwood. Greenwood. I think it's the Greenwood area. I think that's right. An area of Tulsa that was predominantly African American, and it had. Basically, along with the short of it was, it turned into a racial massacre, and it was something that was kind of glossed over. A lot of folks didn't know about it. Here's a guy who grew up in that neighborhood. He was at the University of Oklahoma, and the professor's going, "Yeah, this thing." He's like, "No, I grew up there. I never heard of it." And I think you're right. There's a lot of those places where, in our history, where we've kind of missed it. But again, growing up in Texas, I can tell you, I remember having a little league baseball games in the park, and there'd be huge Juneteenth celebrations going on. It was very, try to get a place to throw a cookout in a wide open space in the city of Dallas, and anytime this time on Juneteenth is almost impossible. Now, granted, the COVID situation is different, but I can tell you the one I was thinking about this morning. I went to the park up the street today, and that park was actually redone. And I remember seeing Juneteenth celebrations there back in the day. Back before COVID. Any kind of public park that had a grill and a place to get together, that's something we've always seen.
Yeah.
I mean, every town in Texas is like
Well, why
that.
is it that we don't celebrate it with them? Why don't white people?
Well, we have.
celebrate?
I mean, I've done it.
I mean, I always thought of it as a predominantly black holiday because it is celebrating the emancipation. But at the same time, we should all be celebrating that.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of a national thing right now. And again, I'm not trying to throw my other states under the bus, but I was watching the news today, and I'm like, this is not a thing that they decided on today. This is something that's been this celebration's gone on for a long time, and now that I'm glad it's gonna be a national holiday. You know, I remember back, what was it, mid 90s when Martin Luther King's the Martin Luther King Day became a holiday.
Yep.
You had the President's holiday, and they put it in February as well. Remember that. Let's see here. I got a couple of things to catch up on. I'm going to see Jim out there. Jim, you're a real good one. I'll tell you, a legend right there. The other thing in West Texas, I knew about it from spending my summers in DFW, hearing the festivals, morning hip hop, but there's not many black people from black. Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank on your town. It's not Reagan County, is it? I should know this. I know you're a West Texas guy. And but yes, what I should say is, in cities that there are some places, smaller towns, and that wouldn't have any diversity like that. So you're right. So I guess I should probably rephrase that cities that had diversity all had Juneteenth celebrations. Growing up in Dallas, we definitely saw that. But anyway. Let's see here. Mama saying that it's talking about Seminole, yes, but by and large, here it was always a big deal. So anyway, but yeah, I just thought it was kind of interesting that the national media was kind of like, oh, by the way, we discovered this holiday, but oh, by the way,
yeah, they've never been big on it. I've never even seen anything. Well, we've seen it on the news here locally, but never nationally.
But like I said, I worked at CBS, and it was one of those. CBS gave you a chance to take certain Crockett. That's right. Crockett County. You had a chance to take floating holidays, and because we had when I worked at CBS Radio, my closest work compadre was Jewish. We had a really diverse group of folks. I was in my early 30s. We had some veteran radio folks, and we were from all backgrounds. And so you had floating holidays that you had to kind of pick from that you could use that didn't count against your days. You have your 2 weeks or whatever vacation. You had your extra personal days and health days, but the floating holidays, because for example, I would get the Good Friday off, for example, being a Christian, and that was the station that was one of those days. Some folks didn't take Good Friday off. And Juneteenth was one of those days. It was one of those holidays that if you wanted it, it was yours, and it was all your call. So anyway, back in the day, let's see. Speaking of Lubbock in West Texas, the
kiddo.
We go Joy Ball and her. By the way, I was telling the story about her. I was telling the school kids from Central Missouri yesterday what she did in the fall. She actually got out of school early in December, graduated in December. And little do we know then that was the last Texas Tech graduation ceremony they would have with fans, right?
Fans in the stands.
Fans in the stands. So, yes, let's see here.
Has your nose recovered from your COVID test, Joy?
Shane, you're too kind, mate. Yes, Dan the Man Day.
That'd be awesome. I'd come celebrate.
Is that the day they deport me from the country and your visa's expired, sir?
We need to make T-shirts.
T-shirts. I love it, Shane. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Your ears must be burning. We were
talking about him last night.
Yeah, and we were, and then when also Morgs and Mike and I were talking about him as well. Your ears must be burning. Jody, good to see you as well. I'm glad everybody's out there and doing well today. Let's see here. Yes.
That's what I said.
You should join us live and tell us about how that went.
Yeah, get on the green room.
I don't really know. I've seen the pictures, but the COVID test looks like something. I'm not sure what's worse, getting the COVID or having the test. The test looks like it's a beating.
Yeah, get on that link, Joy, and join us, and we can have a chat. You can tell us all about how long it took and where you went, and if Maddie bled too. I don't know. How bad was it?
Not so sure you should, probably the words you want to use there, but okay.
Well, no, I mean, if it stick up in her nose, if it just made her bleed, or if it made her Maddie do same thing.
Yes, there we go. There you go, Shane. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it.
Well, so maybe we could get Shane to sort of lobby Qantas to like open.
Well, I just read, like I said, I read today that Qantas, the domestic Australia's basically got two major airlines, Qantas and Virgin Australia, and they've got a couple of low-fare carriers or cabins there, low-fare carriers who are there as well, and they, but there will be 40% increased capacity in Australia, and Kevin, who is up, it looks like he's at home. Are you at home, sir?
I have been waiting so long in the green room. The T-Bone started playing again, and they're in first place at the All-Star break.
That's funny. What's the link? Can you put the link up again?
Hold on just a second here, Kevo. My wife's ordering me around here, so I'm going to put you. There we go, better right there. So, did you do a baseball trip today, mate?
Tonight I'm heading over to Waterville, Minnesota. It's about half an hour from here to catch a town ball game. The Class C champions from Jordan are playing the Waterville Indians tonight at 7:30 p.m.
What is now? I was saying town. I use the word town ball. What is town ball exactly?
Well, it's amateur ball.
Okay.
And there's 3 levels in Minnesota: Class A, which is played in the Metro, and then Class B are guys that are the better players, obviously, and then Class C. So Jordan and Waterville are Class C, but the quality of baseball is still pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like, I saw your photos and all that. It looked like a good little ballparks, and they had the normal ballpark amenity, not amenities, but snacks and things like that. Did it feel like a normal ball game? I guess it did.
Yeah, I kind of sat in my lawn chair right about where my view would be from the press box, so it kind of felt like I was at, quote, work.
Did you have to wear a mask?
Nope. And I did a count of, let's just say there was as many fans wearing masks as there was Tim Wall's 2022 bumper stickers.
That'd be the governor of Minnesota that's apparently pretty popular in your neck of the woods, huh?
Oh, yeah. You mean by my neck of the woods, you mean the Rocks and Cowls, right?
Yeah. Well, are you going to be making any road trips to Sioux Falls? I mean,
yeah, I'm starting to plot that out. I got tons of vacation built up, so I think between the 3 hubs, I should manage to hit each one of them.
Do you think, as a predictor, I'm just curious, because what we're talking about, the news last Friday that the American Association is going to play 3 hub pod cities, and in the 16th playing, with the hope that they'll be able to go back and play again in their home cities. Do you think that any chance St. Paul actually gets to play in downtown St. Paul? Is that what's your gut on that?
I would say very slim right now. If it does happen, I don't think it's going to be until like August 1st.
Yeah. I'm glad you're here, because I want to ask one more thing too. Have you seen this today, that apparently alcohol sales have gone up during this time, and that includes, apparently, and I didn't know this, the domestic beer makers, Molson Coors, Miller, and I guess that's Coors Miller, Bud, all the domestic makers have been scuffling a bit the last couple of years, but apparently across the board, they've seen increases, and what they've seen is people are buying in bulk now. Are people buying in bulk at your place?
Oh, yeah, especially Busch Light Draft. They're buying – I get people that will buy like 6-7 cases at a time.
I need to buy more Ultra at a time. I bought 12 last time, so Joy's in.
I know. Joy will be right with you just a second. I also saw, too, Kevin, that those new seltzers, those hard seltzers, they can't keep them on the shelf. That whoever makes those, whoever companies make those, are really having to really – that's also become a big – apparently, Americans all of a sudden are drinking again heavily. We're drinking heavily.
White Claw is the big one.
Which one?
White Claw.
White Claw, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was the one. It was all these – they were talking about how – and people are buying those in bulk, so all good. So what you got going on this weekend?
Well, the reason I came on, I got a bone to pick with the Minnesota Twins. Okay. I don't know if you saw the news today. They took down the statue of former owner Calvin Griffith from Target Field.
Yeah, I saw that.
Why? Did he own slaves?
No, he made some very drunken, racist remarks back in 1978,
Right.
and they felt like that was reason enough to take a statue down of the guy that brought baseball to Minnesota.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't read the story, but I saw that was a big deal. A couple of folks commented on it, but I hadn't read the whole story. But I didn't even know who he was, and so I wasn't 100% sure who the guy was. But I did when I read the details of it. But it's part of the culture, I guess. That's just
But it's a racist nickname. They are depicting twins as mascots. They're people, not mascots.
well, isn't the Twins the Twin Cities?
Well, it is, but if you look at the logo, it's two fat guys shaking hands across a river. So not only are they depicting twins as mascots, they're also depicting fat white men as mascots. And I'm a fat white man, and I take great offense to that.
Hey, you and me both, brother. Hey, I'm offended too. I want them to change the name. Dang it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know that was the whole bit. I didn't know. I did because I read. Again, I don't want to get too deep into it. I did read the Texas Rangers deal with the columnist in Chicago who suddenly wants that name to change. Hey, I'm for anything that'll make them play better, but I don't. That's the reason they stink, because it's their name. They stink because their culture stinks or had stunk. But anyway,
But just remember, the next time you sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," it's "Buy me some peanuts and Caucasian Jacks."
okay, all right. I'll be on that. I will definitely be on that. Let's see. Wine Club Magazine says the wine sales at stores are way up.
Yeah, I'm not
And
surprised.
Connie says alcohol sales everywhere. Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, no doubt about it.
No kidding.
All right. So what's for dinner tonight? You gonna fire the grill up or not? Got those? I'm pissed off. We're not gonna do any green onion brats anytime soon. So I'm gonna have to make a road trip, mate.
Well, I was on a tight schedule, so I went to the Bell of Tacos to get dinner. So
The bill of tacos. That's funny.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right.
and hopefully I got room for a hot dog and a beer at the game tonight. So
There you go. All right, mate. Well, I'm gonna put Joey Mall on here. And,
all right, sounds good.
All right, buddy. Hey, we'll see you Monday. Okay. Have a good weekend,
All
buddy.
right, will do. Yep, all
All
right.
right, mate. Kevin from the Twin Cities up there doing a little town ball trip this weekend. He's a good mate of mine. I love that guy. Now let's get a full report. A full report here.
COVID update
COVID update.
from the offspring.
A breaking news update. COVID update from Lubbock. How was the test today? Well, first off, there she is, Joy Malcurdy. She is a 2020 graduate Texas Tech. And are you okay?
I'm alive.
So tell us what goes into this test exactly.
So there's lots of different places you can get tested in Lubbock, but the fastest one that you don't have to have an appointment for is at the university hospital. And so we basically just went and drove and got in line, and they've got signs like all the way up through the drive-through that they're having.
How long did it take?
It took about an hour and a half.
Right, keep going. Hour and a half.
Yeah, it took about an hour and a half. And we waited mostly just in the car for about an hour. And then once we got to where the little tent was, where they were taking information, it went pretty quick from there. It took about 30 minutes. They had probably like 100 cars there with us. It was a bunch of people.
Wow.
They took our information. But what was really weird was that we pulled up and they were like, how many people are getting tested? And we said 2. And they're like, okay, are y'all in the same household? And we said yes. And they're like, okay, well, only one of you can get tested. And
why?
I don't know. They were like, yeah, we're only testing 1 per household right now. So if it would have been like me and Bryce, who is my former roommate, who we don't live together anymore, I feel like they would have tested both of us. But since Maddie and I live together, they only tested one of us, which was weird. And they were like, we're only going to test the person with the most symptoms. And I was like, well, neither of us really have symptoms, but I have a headache, so I'll get tested, right? And I'm the one who had exposure at my job. So I got tested. It hurt so bad. Everybody I talked to was like, it's not too bad. It just feels like you got something rubbing like way up in your nose. But like she shoved it up there and it made me have a nosebleed afterwards.
Ow.
So not to discourage anyone from getting tested, but it was not comfortable at all.
Yikes.
If you have to get tested, but it was not fun. And my head and my nose hurt for about like an hour or two afterwards. I took some Advil, so I'm not in any pain now, but that was sort of the process. And
So Maddie didn't end up getting tested.
no, she has an appointment to get tested at Covenant on Monday.
Okay.
I'm afraid they'd do me like that, and they would put the thing up my nose and disappear because my head's like a cavern. My brain's like half the size of an old person's brain, so just disappear up there and it kind of rattle around with the brain. You'd have my head would shake like a maraca.
Not true.
Yeah, my grandparents, I called them a little bit afterwards, and they were joking. They're like, yeah, it didn't hurt us. It must hurt people with big brains.
Funny. Kevin says he has to sign a COVID waiver to attend games. He signs it COVID. That's very good. Funny. Very good. The bonus kid cam on. So
are you working today? Did they send you home?
I got there, and I was just like not feeling good when I got to work. And I was like, I'll work, if you absolutely need me, but I'm not feeling super good today. I don't think it's COVID. I'm just really shaky and kind of just not feeling good. So we just waited for everybody to get there to make sure we weren't like slammed before everybody who's supposed to work got there, because we get there in like increments of 30 minutes. So I was supposed to get there at 4, and so I stayed until 5 when all the drivers got there. And then around 5:15, that's when he said, okay, you're good to go. You can leave. And I didn't even take any orders or anything. I just clocked out and left.
It's probably good just in case.
Yeah, and I don't work.
Did you have a mask on?
What?
Did you have a mask on?
Yeah, the whole time.
While you were at work? Oh,
yeah.
Good.
So Lubbock's freaking out, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean all the bars opened back up, and so everybody and their mother is out going to bars, and that's where everybody's getting it.
Going to bars? Well,
I saw that Bar PM had cases and Logie's.
Yep, Logie's, Bar PM, Atomic, pretty much every bar on Broadway, and Little Woodrow's, and a couple other restaurants.
Little Woodrow's, we know that owner.
Yeah, Little Woodrow's, we know the owner. Yeah, that's a good place.
No, that place is awesome.
The big one out that has like is there only one Little Woodrow's?
Yes.
Yeah, there's only one. There's only one in Lubbock.
There's several here. Good
Yeah, I
to
would
see
imagine
Amy and Chris watching, Kevin, everybody else out there. Also, what's the bar? I think I've talked about this place, but what's the place? What's P? Is it PM or RP? What is that?
Bar PM.
Is that the one that's right there on 19th next to Varsity Bookstore?
Yes.
Yep.
That used to be that was the famed J. Patrick O'Malley's back in the day. Now it's got some crazy ass name. What's up with that?
It's kind of swanky now.
It's not swanky. They kind of. Okay, my dogs were playing. Sorry.
The outside of it looks super modern.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's got live music every weekend, but it kind of like prides itself on being like kind of divey. Guys, stop! They're so loud.
The dogs are going nuts.
Yeah, they're playing. Hold on, I'm gonna pick the little one up. Hang on. Sorry.
All good. You're busy dog mama. We know.
Yep. Okay.
Dog cam now, but the bonus kid cam. Oops, there we go. There we go.
There's Basco.
Hello.
And Ramen.
Both of them. So
Yeah,
they're glad to have you on board. The backyard for the play is probably good too, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's about to thunderstorm and tornado and rain here, so they're not outside. But
Well, I want to see a picture of your front yard too. You never sent me a picture.
okay.
We'll send your mom a picture.
Okay.
All right. We'll send your mom a picture. I'm glad you're okay. We're happy you're okay. We love you.
I love you guys too.
And just on a mom note, your Bitmoji on Snapchat took away your like flowy hair in the front. It doesn't look like you anymore.
I mean, it's like this on the Bitmoji.
No, it's not. It just looks like a generic haircut that doesn't match your hair.
Well,
Do what you got to do.
Fix it.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. Love you. Be good. Thanks for joining us.
Love you. Of course.
Pretty easy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is easy to join.
Yep.
I had to download the app.
See you, kid. Yeah, too. See you, kiddo.
Bye.
Bye.
Love
Love
you.
you.
Bye.
Be good. See ya. There she is. That's Joy Ball. She's out in Lubbock. She was telling us how the actual test goes, and you heard that. I kind of saw a little bit of this on TV, but I didn't realize he's the first person I've talked to who's actually been through that whole.
Mom and Dad.
Well, besides them, that happened almost the same. Well, 2 days ago, or what, 3 days ago, whatever. But it's just bizarre that test sounds like a beating.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it would be very comfortable.
One more thing before we go. This is going to be actually cut up later and sent to Australia. But our dear friends, the Morgans, live in Perth. Paul and I are broadcast partners, business partners, and Max is saying hello to him as well. What do you say, buddy? What?
You say hi to Mayora. Happy birthday.
Hi. Yep.
Say hi.
Talk. No, she's right here. Yep. There you go. So he's
Happy
wishing.
birthday, Mayora.
He's wishing Mayora a happy birthday, but actually her birthday has already happened in Australia, but we're actually in Texas. You're right, Max. We're in Texas, and here in Texas, it's still Friday. Her birthday. Her birthday's today, so we're going to sing her happy birthday.
Where's
And
the cat?
and so
I wanna see
the cat was going to
You
join us
definitely wanna see
too,
the
but
cat. Let me see if I
no,
can find
where were
cat.
the
Let me just
cat?
see if I can
Okay,
look
well,
for it.
my wife's got a delay. Well, got a delay here. The cat may escape. Anyway, we're going to sing happy birthday live. There she is, right here. So we're going to sing happy birthday to Mayora. So give us a little leeway here. And by the way,
Mayora likes to see the
Mom
cat.
says, "Love you, Joy." Yes, we do love her. Okay, Max, are you tuning your voice there, buddy? Me.
Kitty cat. Wait,
Kitty
we
cat.
want Max in the picture?
Max, you want it? Well, come here, buddy. Come here.
Come here, Max.
Wait.
In the middle.
No, come here. Over here.
Come here.
Up here. We're gonna sing. Let me pull this down so we can
His arm is.
do. Actually, let's do.
Here. You need to tilt it just down
Just
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Here we go.
There we
Here we
go.
go. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mayor Mayora. Happy birthday to you. Love you, kiddo. Hope you're doing great. We'll see you soon. Happy birthday weekend. There we go.
Didn't like that. Happy birthday, Mayora.
Yes, and it's her birthday over here still, so it's actually an extra day. So actually, let's do a little happy. Oop, sorry about that. Pushing the fly.
Happy birthday.
There we go.
to you.
Yeah.
I'll sing it back on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mayora.
There we go. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, kiddo. We'll see you. Glad you were.
Happy birthday all the way from Texas.
Glad you joined us on the replay, and happy birthday here from Texas.
And hi to Lethe and your sweet mom.
And of course, dear old dad. It's
And dear old dad.
Dad's weekend as well.
We do
So
love Paul and Tia.
all good. Yes, we do. We love you guys. Thank you all for being our mates. We love y'all. Okay, so time for us to prepare dinner or something. So I guess the wife's going to jump off and probably put that in the fridge.
Yeah.
I'm going to close this thing out here and give you guys a preview of a couple of things here. Oops, if I can kind of slide over. There we go. Again, pull this up just a tad. Glad you guys joined me. Charlie Bradshaw, good to see you, mate, as well. One of these days, I'm gonna get Charlie. You got to join us. I talk about one of the most cool cats of all time. Charlie Bradshaw is one of those cool cats, and he's one of those guys. I kind of want to do a road trip with him and just go. He's one of those kind of guys, and you never know what kind of adventure you're going to get. You're going to get a soulful, spiritual adventure for sure. But good to see him. Harold, good morning to you from Australia. Good morning to you, and good evening over here in America. We've had Victoria and Western Australia here, and good to see Jim as well. I'll let you guys go as we're going to sign this thing out. Jim, thanks for joining me too, mate. Got to go, Jim. We'll see you, mate, as well. Guys, if you want to join us again on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, it's the virtual happy hour. It's always right here, 5 o'clock Central Time in the States. We usually go about an hour, maybe a little bit less, chat a little bit about whatever. My wife joins me. We'll have a little conversation, have a little bit of fun, sing to Mayora for her birthday, whatever comes up, and do that for sure. And actually going to get the rest of these comments on here. Good evening there in Australia, which is good morning. Good to see Jim out there as well. Get Charlie on down the road. Again, we're rolling through these here. And there we go. There we go. Okay. Again, Monday, 5 o'clock, and we'll recap the weekend Father's Day that was as well. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Hug somebody you're close to. Make sure you if your father's around, I encourage you to enjoy that time. If they're not, and some of us are like know that feeling. I know some of us out there know that feeling well. And prayers for you guys and as well, and prayers for me for this weekend as well. It's always a bittersweet one. It'd be nice to spend time with the family, but missing my dad as well. But please be kind to somebody, love somebody, keep the good faith. Let's go forward. If you are really, really bored, there's a couple places to go. The YouTube channel is up. The Broadcaster Can Cook. It's right there. There it is. The Broadcaster Can Cook. Yes, you can. The first episode's up. That YouTube channel is up right now. Love to have you guys join and subscribe. It's up and it is rolling. The YouTube channel, The Broadcaster Can Cook. And also, I'd love to have you guys on any of my channels. Here they are right there. Twitter, YouTube, and then also Instagram right there. Those are all the Dan Devon official channels that are out there. So let's go ahead and bring the close sign up. It's that time again. Actually, there we go. That's the weekend look. The weekend look is here. There it is right there. Haircut tomorrow, so we'll look much better tomorrow, or actually much better on Monday. Time to cue up that close. Let's go. Show the close. Cue the close. Hey, guys, love y'all. See you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.